Welcome back to Share the Wealth. Today's episode was a first for us, and such a fun one. We dove into the world of celebrity brands, from skincare lines and alcohol labels to clothing and flip-flops. It feels like every celeb has a product to sell these days, but they don't always feel authentic to that person, and most of the time, that is everything. We share some of the brands that really impress us, the ones that miss the mark, and a few surprises along the way. It's part trend, part business strategy, and all around a really fun combo.
If you're a multi-passionate hustler who loves squeezing the juice out of life and is always looking to get to the next level, then Share the Wealth is for you. Welcome. I'm Zeba.
And I'm Sarah.
We're two friends who just happen to live across the street from each other and share a deep passion for entrepreneurship and wellness. After meeting as neighbors, we quickly bonded over our similar journeys, starting out in Fortune 500 companies before diving headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship and opening fitness studios.
Together, we bring unique perspectives to the table, combining years of experience in business, fitness, and personal growth. Join us and our incredible guests as we explore the realities of being ambitious women, navigating business, motherhood, wellness, and the many twists and turns life throws our way. So, let's start sharing.
Here we are. Who's ready to roast celebrities?
We are ready to chat about celebrity brands because we are all knowing from our high horse, talk about all the stuff they're doing that we could do better. I think we just have a good feel for branding and
Authenticity.
Authenticity comes up a lot. We're talking about these brands.
Well, what sparked this idea was that meme you sent me from Tina Fey, where she's literally roasting celebrities that or no, not even celebrities, just people that have like so much money already, and then they have to come up with this baby brand instead of letting an expert have a shot at making it. It's no, let's us do it.
Yeah, and I wonder, we could probably relate to never feeling like you're done. Right. You've got your fitness business, but you want to do more. So maybe it's that hustle mentality. And when you get to a certain level of wealth or celebrity, you have people who can do it for you. I'm not saying every celebrity brand has people doing it for them. But it's true. So it's more turnkey. So, if you're used to hustling at a certain level and then all of a sudden you've got someone who's like, let's start a tequila brand. Sure. Why not? It's going to happen anyway.
We first started seeing this maybe in the 80s where celebrities would have everybody had a perfume. Do you remember that era?
Yeah, that was turnkey for them.
It's just yes, I like the way this smells. You can slap my name on it.
It's safe.
It also has shifted more to beauty, right? Most brands are celebrity backed.
In some way.
Launching new beauty brands.
I can speak to this from footwear. As an example, maybe you have somebody that is the face of L'Oreal or Maybelline. And as they're getting involved, they're like, you know what? I maybe want to create my own skincare. In the footwear industry, that would happen a lot too, where we would hire a celebrity to be the face of a shoe that already existed, but then they wanted to create their own shoes, which is great. That's not as easy as some other products. But, if you've got that, again, hustle mentality and you want to put your name on something that you're actually involved in, you can see how that happens.
I love Giselle's story, which we'll get to, but she was such a Victoria's Secret superstar for so long. And after a few years, she was probably like, wait a minute, I'm making them hundreds of millions of dollars. Why don't I just do my own lingerie brand?
And she did.
That makes sense. Girl power.
We'll get into Giselle a little bit more. But I think we were maybe just going to start with the Kardashians. Because they've got
so many. We could do a whole episode.
Yeah, we really could. That would be fun. Go Kardashian or Jenner and just say the brands they've been involved in.
Yeah, we could even split it on Jenner Kardashian.
For real. Well, these are some of the top ones that we've seen. Maybe we'll start with Kim and Skims on a positive note. What she's done from the name to the product to the endurance of the brand has survived. Do you remember when she launched and wanted to call it Kimono?
No.
Which was, I thought, a great name.
Okay.
Kimono.
Yeah.
But there was some cultural appropriation issues, which fair enough.
Uh-huh.
She pivoted with Skims, which is even better.
It's
and I
so
love branding
better.
And naming.
Skimming a little bit off your shape.
And it's got a smooth feeling to the name, and her name's in it.
I'm not a Kardashian fan by any means, but the product is great. Like I've done some comparison with that viral dress, that the little cami one that's like a maxi dress. I usually travel with this dress. It's versatile and resilient. I got the Amazon version, and as much as I like a good Amazon dupe, or dupe is not a good word, it's designer inspired dupe.
Yeah, it's a dupe.
Then it didn't hold up. It was not the same. It's like there's something about the way that the fabric's so flattering and a lot of longevity. I've had that dress for a few years.
Sarah Blakely comes to mind for Spanx. She wasn't a celebrity first, so she doesn't fall into this category, but I don't think anyone was really innovating in this space for like shapewear and beyond. I mean, Spanx has evolved to more than just shapewear. So it was a great opportunity and she killed it. It's authentic to them. They're the type of people who wear this, who wear those basics and make it look good.
That's why it's successful. It makes sense for their brand and how we picture her. It doesn't feel forced.
It's an easy one to start on, especially with their latest collaboration with Nike.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole new
and
level.
The gymnastics team last Olympics.
They were, what was it, their warm-ups or their
I think it was
leotards?
their actual leotards. I remember thinking, wow, she's connected. Using all these levers to expand her reach. It's a good product. I want to watch her private equity firm. Like she's in that world, and that's a lot of businesses are going to come from that. So it would be interesting to see how she does.
Of all the Kardashians, like she also got a law degree.
Yeah.
She's trying to really educate herself and, be undeniable.
Yeah.
So good for Kim.
Another success of the Kardashians, well, actually, they're all successful, obviously, but Kourtney with her Poosh brand, it's kind of bumping along. Mm-hmm. And I think the reason that's authentic is because we saw, well, I never watched the show, but I'm told that
You saw clips?
I saw clips of her embracing wellness, health, and being dedicated to her diet, wanting her kids to eat a certain way. For her to do that, it feels very organic.
Poosh was her nickname or something.
That makes sense.
It was personal, like when they had the store Dash, which I went to on Spring Street in Soho. I'll remember that. I got a t-shirt that said Dash on it, like a baby tee.
You need to find that.
Yeah, I know, it's gone. That is gone. But they know how to put a personal touch on stuff. An extension of Poosh is Kourtney's brand Lemmy with her supplements.
Yeah.
So you mentioned she's into wellness, and this is a great example of her keeping up with the times and being ahead with her GLP-1 dailies.
When you told me that yesterday, my jaw dropped. Talk about capitalizing on something so relevant right now.
Mm-hmm. And still relevant to her, or there's still that connection because of Poosh and what she's vocal about. So it reminds me of, it's comparable with hims and hers. That larger brand that's been around a while. She's got everything under the sun.
We took a peek at her socials. One of the things that scroll stopper is from AM to BM, which, over the last year and a half, there's been a big movement, no pun intended, to embrace bowel movement discussion. You see t-shirts and influencers talking about I'm so much nicer when I poop, the first thing in the morning.
Think back to metabolism and being active and that being part of your health journey. Great branding. She's killing it.
Has she had a fail? We didn't see one, did we?
We didn't see a fail. If you know of a fail brand from Kourtney, let us know.
We didn't come across.
Yeah, let's end with Kourtney on a high note. She's killing it. We have to mention Good American and Chloe. Good American came before Skims with jeans, and they've evolved. I'll never forget walking into Dick's Sporting Goods and seeing a Good American kiosk with denim and the other athletic stuff, and I was just like, well, that's awesome, because that's bringing it to the masses.
I love how she didn't make the name about herself. It's such a winning name. Good Americans. Who doesn't want to shop Good American?
Right. So the one thing about the Kardashians, if there is one thing, is they surround themselves with impactful and smart people. And Chloe's co-founder, Emma Grady, how would you say that? Grede?
Grady? I think
Emma
it depends.
She's a brilliant businesswoman. And
who also has 10 businesses.
Yes.
We need to do just an episode on her.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that made it successful is I think we've seen Chloe go through so much body and self-image angst. You know, she's quote unquote the one that was not the attractive sister and like all the things. And one of the things that I noticed from trying the jeans on myself is like how flattering they are for jeans. You know, like jeans are so hard. They feel soft. You see on their website, size inclusive. There's something about it with Skims too. There's so much plus size inclusion, and I really love that. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, skinny jeans. I'm a big skinny jeans proponent for anybody, but I've heard some people tell me in the past, like, oh, you know, well, if you're a certain size, you can't. And I'm like, no, I disagree. Try Good American. Look at the website. They look amazing in skinny jeans.
They were one of the first mainstream or celebrity-backed brands to lead with the inclusive sizing. And that's probably another reason why it worked, because you said it's part of her story too. So those are all wins.
Yeah, I guess they're winners.
Yeah, they're all winners on our book. If we shift a little, we want to start with some fails from the Jenners of the family. Kylie's brand Kai, which I wasn't even familiar with.
Yeah.
Khy. And it's pretty much latex bodysuits.
or, you know, I think that's her spring edition, but the fall winter, just like a lot of faux fabric, very street style. It's a look, right? Very editorial, which I think it doesn't speak to most women unless you're looking to get caught by the paparazzi or have a look. And that's fair. Some people are looking for those looks, and we see all the time it's sold out. Is it really though?
Right.
And so it's still in business and it drops capsules. And I think that they have enough money to keep it going no matter how it's really performing. But all of the reviews I've seen on TikTok and elsewhere, there's no reason to spend that much money. Like I'm talking like $100 to like $400 on something that's mostly plastic, or, you know, what's that horrible fabric? Polyester?
It seems like they're a little not in tune with the greater population, or maybe they don't care.
Yeah, but the brilliant thing about that family is they cross promote. So you'll see Kim wearing something Kai trying to make it happen, you know?
Yeah.
And
Respect that.
yeah, and it's lots of placement there. Just like, oh, like, you know, I'm just happen to be wearing it. It's like, really? But what made her, though, Kylie, was, of course, her Kylie Cosmetics.
Right. Before Kylie Cosmetics, Kendall and Kylie had a line, too. And I think that was really successful. I remember that when I was living in Boston, popping up in Nordstrom and being like, wow, it's pretty cool. It was expensive, but I don't think it had longevity. I don't think it's still kicking.
Or maybe they gave up because they pivoted and went their ways.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, so Kylie Cosmetics
Probably could have forced it, kind of like Mary Kate and Ashley, you know.
What's their brand?
There's this Kate.
Okay.
No, excuse me.
Alice.
Oh my God. There's this The Row.
The Row, okay.
But Mary Kate and Ashley brand, you know, that was sold at Walmart was really, so they could have like been Mary Kate and Ashley at Walmart, like, and made it happen. But I think they just probably were like,
On to the next thing.
On to the
and
next
Kylie
thing.
Cosmetics killing it, like the lip kits.
yeah. And again, it worked because, well, I mean, obviously she's transformed her face, but her obsession with having bigger lips that I think, I guess everybody knew about, like it was something that was relatable. A lot of people want bigger lips, myself included. So
Haven't tried yet. We should get these products and review them.
Kylie Cosmetics.
The lips look.
That seemed very authentic to her. And I love how she, I believe, started just with that one offering of like lip centric, right? And then slowly but surely kept going.
Right. And then the other one from Kendall, her tequila, Drink 818. I feel like
It's not as organic of a story, right? Like maybe if she was a tequila aficionado, who knows?
we don't watch the show. Maybe she does drink tequila.
Like
on the show.
nonstop.
I highly doubt it. But that's a good segue because we know a lot of celebrities are getting into alcohol.
This tequila brand is performing well, but is it going to perform well just because she slapped her name on it? Kind of like Tres Amigos with George Clooney and Cindy Crawford's husband. Not sure. Like sometimes you can make it happen, even if there's not like the storytelling element of
Right.
it. If it's a good product.
If it's good and
We
people...
also should try this tequila.
Yes. And if people like tequila, try it and it's good. It doesn't seem like an organic extension, but her people know something.
They probably were like, you know what? You're the only Jenner Kardashian that doesn't have something. Get you on board.
She's like, I'm too busy walking the runway. And
Doing Gucci ads. Love it.
if If you're like us and love how chic and powerful a heel makes you feel, but you also need the comfort of your sneakers, you need to try Inez. We are so excited to be able to offer a 15% discount to our listeners. Designed by a woman, handcrafted and ethically made in Spain, Inez specializes in heels and often dresses up our most basic outfits while not stopping our powerful walk. Most importantly, you will not believe how comfortable and beautiful these shoes are. Find your favorite new pair of shoes at Inez.com, INEZ.com. Use the code WEALTH, WELLTH 15 to get 15% off your order. Speaking of celebrities and alcohol brands, there's no way we could cover them all. But a timely topic is Blake Lively.
Yes.
And her brand, Betty Buzz, which is non-alcoholic seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Betty Booze, which
Yep.
is an extension of that, which is alcoholic. And we feel like, you know, the non-alcoholic Betty Buzz, maybe fine. Like
because she doesn't drink.
Right. So she doesn't drink. And
Which with her, who knows if that's true, right?
right. Who knows? Apparently she doesn't drink. And then we'll have another example of a celebrity promoting an alcohol brand who doesn't actually drink alcohol. And that just feels weird.
It does feel weird. No, it's like,
cute.
here, I'm totally, living a healthy lifestyle, but like you drink.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that poison, but please, by all means.
The Betty Buzz.
Is non-alcoholic. Fine. So don't try to sell us alcohol if you don't drink. I have tried Betty Booze. And
Did you like it?
It's fine. Yeah, I liked it. I haven't bought it again. The booze, yeah, I was with somebody who bought it and it was fine. Her whole angle is good ingredients. Your alcohol should be as good as your food. I don't know how authentic that is or if it's true because alcohol itself is poison.
Yeah. But the thing is, would you say that in the marketplace are being successful? It seems like they are,
I
right?
think they are, yeah.
I remember coming across this brand a couple of years ago when I gave up drinking for a bit and I was looking for something fun and I came across it. And for some reason, there was something about, I think it had too much sugar, something about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to go there. Mm-hmm. But now Blake fails. As you were talking about the hairline.
The hairline. I think there's potential there, but the timing of it all.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to promote it when she was promoting the movie and it was not a great time. And then everything that we know now about the drama.
I think a lot of critics had issues with the product itself. The packaging of it was just like really clunky, and some people were like, this doesn't fit in most people's showers. Like it was like this big, like ginormous container of something, or even to like try to get it open. I remember seeing this TikToker being like, okay, I'm all wet, my hands are slippery, and you're making me open this and this. So she's like, I have no control of the bottle. She's like, this makes no sense. Some people criticized her hair, which I think is pretty.
The Kardashians, on the other hand, at least Kim could probably have a sick hair care line because
yeah, her hair's consistent.
But who knows what's real?
It might not be her. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, apparently the sales there have totally plummeted. Mm-hmm. For what was it called? Blake Brown.
That makes sense. Her name's in it.
Yeah, Blake Brown.
Well, okay. The booze brand is doing well. We feel weird about it.
But her other fail was her goopy website.
Preserve.
She was trying to sell Etsy type of crafts that were just overpriced, hard to source, and weren't really like super original. And so I think that it was difficult to kind of go on there and tell like what was happening. And then I think what put the nail in the coffin was there was like a photo shoot that was really coated with racial elements of like the old plantation South. And that finished killing the brand.
Out of touch. This is the perfect example of just...
Yeah, it was probably after her plantation wedding.
Yeah. Sounds similar. I'm like, why does that sound familiar? Because that was a thing.
Yeah. She sealed that up and it was so heavily promoted. I remember reading the Vogue article. She was on the cover talking about preserve and how everything should be precious and you should think about what you buy, people that hand make it. But at the end of the day, she was just like exploiting people.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Another celebrity promoting an alcohol brand who doesn't drink, J-Lo.
Yep. And she has pivoted and said that now she does. Like out of nowhere. She never has, but now she does. This was after she got this.
Right.
criticism.
Yeah, at least she's aware it's not a good look. And when her husband, Ben, was trying to be sober.
Trying.
And your wife is peddling alcohol brand.
Yeah.
Fine. Like, I guess you do you, but it just feels icky.
If I was in those shoes and you're like her, such a businesswoman, you're like, yeah, babe, I support you being sober. I gotta make a buck here.
It's just a funny tidbit. And back to the Tina Fey conversation.
And looking at their websites yesterday, seeing how similar the branding is to Betty Boo's. Very
like
retro, vintage,
retro,
wholesome, like bright sunshine. We look so good drinking. There's just something weird about it.
Seems like they have the same people in their ears saying this is trending. This is an opportunity.
But JLo also had a beauty brand. JLo Beauty.
Oh, she's had so many successful brands. Shoes too, right? Clothing?
Was it clothing? No, maybe you're thinking Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson.
She is a whole nother.
How amazing for her to be as successful as she's been with her shoes. And I've had a few of Jessica, and she just nails it.
And she's back to music now too, which is cool.
Yeah,
to like come full circle.
I'm like, for some reason, I have a really big soft spot for her.
Me too, because back when it was all the pop princesses, she was the most naturally beautiful back then.
So gorgeous,
and the most talented with
know.
vocals. And got a lot of hate for gaining weight, and then the whole Newlywed show with Nick Lachey, which that was a tough time when they broke up. I had a poster of her using a Swiffer in my college dorm room in her underwear, which was, I'm like, this is so stupid. And then just killing it in footwear and clothing, kids' clothing, everything. Shout out Jessica Simpson. We're planning to talk about her.
I don't know if JLo had a clothing brand. What was funny about JLo was she got a lot of feedback because she says most of her beauty routine is olive oil, like for something supernatural. You're like, really? You've never had anything done? She's like, no, all of it is natural. Who knows? She's got beautiful skin. Sometimes when I see her talking on camera, it's not super filtered. You can see fine lines and wrinkles. We're not going to call her a liar, but when you have so much money and you're in the spotlight and you always look beautiful, it's like really hard to go out there leading with like, you know, it's primarily olive oil.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Come on, give us something, a laser.
I think it's her ethnicity and her
it definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Yeah, so beauty brand, some shoe collabs with Revolve, which makes sense. They're so fun. Her alcohol brand's doing well, but from our perspective, it feels a little forced.
But she's had fails too. I think she had to cancel her tour last summer. I don't know.
A divorce, a marriage, or dating P. Diddy. If we really want to go back a long time ago. Probably really threw her off. Okay, so then one alcohol. We haven't talked about any men yet. Tom
They're
Holland.
boring.
Yeah, they take less risks.
Except we didn't mean to talk about it. I just have to bring it up. Like Brad Pitt's skincare line.
Oh, that failed.
Has it failed?
Is it new?
It is new. But what doesn't make
idea.
sense to me is I saw him in New York once and like literally it was like I remember every second, like minute, like I remember that minute like second by second. But he doesn't have amazing skin. I never think of Brad Pitt like, oh, that dewy
hair.
He's got great hair.
I agree. There is a gap in the market for men's skincare.
Yeah.
So
what are the price points? Let's talk about price.
Not
like,
so bad.
Men are willing to spend like $2 on skincare.
And they've got a cleanser for $40. They've got a serum for $140.
Oh.
And cream for $60.
Yeah.
I mean, a nice gift set for $233.
If I gave Nick a gift set for $233, he'd be like, no.
Yeah. So there is a gap. I don't know what the answer is.
I think
that's
like
it.
they have a built-in skincare routine because of shaving their face. It really exfoliates
and
like,
moisturizes.
and they look amazing when they get all wrinkled and rugged.
Throw a little scruff. I know. That's why the gap exists, you're saying. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And it will. Okay. So a win for the alcohol industry, Tom Holland with Bureau, his non-alcoholic beer. He's sober and
I love the
struggled.
packaging.
His launch was super cool. I only saw tidbits of it on social from the parties. He just had a cool stories on all the late night shows talking about how he's sober and he wanted to have something in his hand. He valued the flavors of a good IPA and made it happen. That feels like a good extension of him.
I love that. I need something in my hand.
I can relate. Like if I'm not drinking, like it's just weird. Like it's like a social lubricant. Like you just.
It's like almost like an adult teddy bear.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Security.
just security token, pacifier, something, right?
Yep. Makes sense. More alcohol brands. Cameron Diaz has the
right.
Aveline.
Yeah.
And then Katy Perry de Soy. That is mocktails. And those both feel authentic. Cameron Diaz has been like super
Healthy.
vocal and healthy. She's the face of Aveline. The new take on wine.
It's no sulfates. They take all the stuff that makes wine like have you feel that hangover the next day. I did try it. I ordered a few cases. I didn't love it enough to order again,
Right.
you know. It was fine. It wasn't like I woke up feeling amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try it. Both her and Katy Perry with their efforts seem authentic, and it seems like simple enough and streamlined. They seem to be involved.
Also, out of a lot of mocktails, the de soy one is pretty good. It's tasty. It's not super sweet.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
good to know. And we just wanted to mention, with all this alcohol talk, the queen of creating an authentic cocktail and running with it, Bethany Frankel with Skinny Girl. She launched out of The Real Housewives and just
Ran with it.
exploded and sold it, and now there's Skinny Girl everything. It was something so authentic, something she was making on the show,
Yeah.
Skinny Girl margaritas,
We're not sure it would be birthed at this moment in time.
Skinny Girl angle.
But still going.
Saw the Skinny Girl salad dressing in the grocery store the other day,
You
and I was like,
did?
shoot, yeah, because she sold, you know. But for me, it was the tequila.
Margarita.
It was the margarita we would make ourselves. Yeah, and we learned from her. Fresca and tequila.
Fascinating character, right? Every
Chug it
time I
along.
see her pop up on somewhere, like on my feed, I'm like, I listen.
She's got a great podcast where she rants about current events and her take on stuff.
Did you hear she got canceled by Chanel?
No.
She threw a fit for not being seen on the spot. She went online and said, did they not see me because of the way I was dressed, sweatpants or whatever?
What do you mean by seeing her on the spot?
Sometimes when you walk into luxury the stores, like you can't just go and be like, I'd like a boy bag, please, or, you know, whatever. Birkin. You have to like make an appointment. It becomes a whole white glove thing. And like the ones that are super touristy, like the Louis Vuitton in Chicago, like you'll put your name on a waiting list and then you'll get called. Like it's really
Okay.
stuffy and annoying. And so she feels like she could have just walked in there and been like, here, I want, you know, a double flap today. And they turned her away and she threw a fit and went online and was like, I think they were discriminating because of how it was. Look, they're so stuffy. Chanel, I think, got her verification removed. Like it wasn't, they suspect it was Chanel. Like it's a conspiracy theory because Chanel has so much pull, and like Chanel is known to like cancel people if
Like
you
her
talk.
Instagram verification?
I think it was her TikTok one.
Oh my gosh.
Let me check to see if it's still. She may have gotten it reinstated, but she was de-verified
For sharing that story?
yeah, or because Chanel got mad that she was talking bad about them. And I've heard from luxury experts that Chanel is really petty like that.
I have a luxury expert on soon.
Cannot wait.
That's a fascinating world.
She's re-verified again, but
Weird timing.
we'll probably
Wonder
get
how
canceled too now for sharing this story.
Yeah.
Please cancel me so I don't have to shop there
Yeah,
anymore.
seriously.
Save
We're
money.
cut off. So that's it for alcohol brands, I think. And then we wanted to mention Rihanna. And she's got, obviously, everybody knows, she hasn't made a song in a long time. She doesn't have to.
Oh, she needs to though.
She will. Well, she's having her babies. Fenty makeup. Amazing. Everyone loves it. She's been the face of it. She's tapped into a gap and it's exploded. It's been years. How long has Fenty been around? I think 2017.
Wow.
Fenty makeup was 2017. Great success. Then her Fenty fashion line in 2019, smart spin-off, but didn't do so well. The Fenty name as a whole, like you associate that with Rihanna. Like that's a win. The branding, it's a win. She's done collabs with other brands, but her own fashion line didn't work.
Right now they have Savage and Fenty. It's a great collab. But maybe the reason it didn't work is the overall looks that were being served. It just seemed maybe like not something she would wear. Or some like I don't know. It seemed a little off-brand. The beauty makes sense. Many celebrities do it because we see them glammed up, and we want to recreate the looks. And you think if you buy their stuff, we're going to look just like them.
Yep. We fall for it every time.
Like Hailey Bieber. I mean, her brand is going beautifully.
Yep. Yes.
Rhode.
And there was the drama with clothing Rhode. She's killing it.
That clothing brand shuttered.
Yes.
which we can't blame Haley for that. But I think that they probably spent money they didn't have fighting it, to be honest with you. And margins are on fashion they're just not great. There's so much waste. There's so many sizing things. And I have a road dress, and it's, it's a forever dress. It's not, it's not a dress that's made like cheaply. So it's too bad that they didn't make it. I don't have any road makeup or Selena Gomez. Everybody has something.
It just seems like such an easy.
Yeah.
For it to flop.
Ariana Grande too.
Of course. She should. Look at her. Unless you're like Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys isn't going to launch a makeup brand, right? She doesn't wear makeup anymore.
She doesn't?
No, she goes
Pamela
all natural.
Anderson?
Pam Anderson. But most of these people are wearing makeup. And if it's their own, we'll never know. But we like to think it is,
They were very involved in all the media. I mean, well,
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow has done a great job with her beauty line.
I'm not familiar.
I've gotten a few of her products. I consider myself a skincare and beauty expert just because I've been wearing it since I was 8 and I'm a skincare fanatic. I feel like she knows what she's doing. Like, there's very few times where I buy something again. Because I get so much stuff for free that it's easy for me to just to like not buy stuff. But for me to go out and buy like the thing again just means a lot. And especially the Himalayan sea salt scrub. It's amazing. Like, after you use it, your hair is fluffy, healthy, and clean. I think she's doing something right. We love to hate Winnie, but
she's got her finger on the pulse. We have to talk about Megan because it's timely. Her and her brand, her show, and some hate she's getting. It's all very new, and she's changed the name, and there's been
I want to hear this about the name.
She was something
Like Santa Barbara Preserve?
No, it was American Riviera, an area of California where she lives. So that does make sense. But then there were some copyright or, issues with it, her using that. So she changed it to As Ever. Fine, evolved. That Jam is what's coming to mind because that's what they've been talking about. I'm sure the product line will span far and wide. At first, you're like, really? Does she have to be doing this? But you reminded me she had a lot of success with the blog.
Tig.
The Tig. So this kind of is in her wheelhouse, and we've all just forgot about who she was.
Before she was a failed princess, she was actually a successful blogger.
An actress.
Right.
I question why she doesn't try to get back
I know
into
she
that.
should.
But whatever. So it seems like it's not so out of touch for her to be creating these luxury products.
You know what? As a Suits watcher, I feel like I was never a fan as a Suits.
I didn't watch Suits.
I love Suits, and I remember thinking like they could have this had to be the love interest. Like, I don't know, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
But then when she became a princess, I did like her more. But then she didn't, and so like now
it's like, what do you? Yeah, and she's also launching a podcast where she interviews women entrepreneurs, and I think that makes sense. I could see her in the journalistic side of it all. She's well spoken.
She's smart. Definitely a smart lady.
Look forward to seeing how it all.
I think it must be so hard. Talk about feeling a little lost. Like, you have an expat hubby who used to be a prince, now doesn't know what to do with himself. You used to be an actor. You work really hard to be a successful actor, and and you have this going. I don't know. It must be disorienting. Hope she finds her way. I know people like to hate on her, but she deserves to be happy and do what she wants.
Doesn't seem like she's giving up, so good for her.
Yeah. Keep doing the Netflix that literally, like, I didn't see one good review on it.
No, it felt out of touch,
But everything's out of touch.
Right, of course. Like, would she be more relatable if she was a princess? No, at least she's trying.
That is such a great point.
If anything, especially for Harry, like, if he's in her ear, like, this is the most normal he's been.
To him, this is like roughing it.
They're like living off the land in Santa Barbara. He's probably like, babe, you should do a show about our rustic life.
Thinking about Jam.
Yeah. Have Mindy Kaling come over and, pop in. But that was cute what her and Gwyneth Paltrow did.
Yeah, I
When
love that.
was
for
like
them.
that was awesome when people said that Gwyneth Paltrow was making fun of her because Gwyneth happened to be talking about jam, and then she got on and was like, "Oh, I don't know why people are saying that." Pans
Like, do you
to
know? And
Megan.
she's like, yeah, I don't know.
She's like chewing something.
I
was
love
good.
that because it people do love to pin women against each other. It's a great point. You don't see that dialogue with men against men. Like nobody's ever gossiping of like, oh, Ryan Reynolds hates Jake Gyllenhaal, and they had a falling out. We never heard about it, and now we did because now apparently all of Ryan Reynolds' dirty laundry's out there. But like people don't care
they
about
don't care.
that. But we heard about Blake and Leighton Meester forever about like their. So you just hear this drama, and I love that they did that.
Well, one more that's also timely, similar to Megan, Giselle, and her new baby.
Oh,
But we were talking about her successes and fails, and her sandal company.
Yep.
I guess major success in Brazil,
Yeah.
and still, although not direct to consumer anymore, like you could still buy them at Macy's and on Amazon, and has her name on it, and it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's so interesting too because like I didn't even realize that her name was attached to it, but it is so authentic. I mean, she's always like either barefoot or in sandals, a nature girl, and it just feels like a really great extension. And the fail she had was her skincare line because if anyone could sell us beauty, it's her.
You were saying it was just trying to be too natural.
Yeah.
Like it just literally could not work with like
Yeah.
what she
No preservatives, nothing synthetic, you
like
know?
back to J-Lo using olive oil. I'm pretty sure that's what Giselle does. It's all just probably
Yeah.
genetics, and great if you want to try to create something that clean, but it's just probably not going to work for the
Right.
average person or just in general with chemistry.
The feedback was it's just not going to hold. It doesn't have a shelf life, you know?
Right. Yeah, so I mean, again, her trying to be authentic, but
Yeah.
can't bring that to the masses.
Just make the little
Gotta be
jar at home.
born into it.
Yeah, exactly. We wish her and her new baby
And her new lover.
younger, better, Latin.
Was that it? That's it for now.
That's it for
If
now.
this does well, if we get a good response, maybe we'll do it again, and we'll actually try some stuff.
Oh,
That
yes,
would be
we
fun.
got to do that.
We got this
and
all this
also
space.
let us know what brands we should cover next. If you enjoyed this episode,
The brands, celebrities, industries, that would be fun because we care. And we're talking about it anyway.
because we know best.
Yes. We have all the answers.